fighting for survival. When I analyze the stench, to me it makes a lot of sense. How could dreadlock Rasta fight the buffalo soldier? And he was taken from Africa, Ireland, British, and everywhere. Brought to America. Brought to America, everybody. Fighting on arrival, fighting for survival. And people don't get that. I tell you, everybody here on compulsion. Everybody here is a buffalo soldier. Nobody came here by choice. Not 99%, 98%. 98% were brought here on compulsion if you're in one of the king's colonies. All right? Whether it's by physical chain or economic chain. If you know your history, then you would know where you're coming from. I couldn't go that high. Then you wouldn't have to ask Bob and something about something in Finkelhand. I just make up the words as I go, 'cause we all probably gonna die. Stolen from all over the world, here fighting like we're just ignorant. Fighting on arrival, hang on, fighting for survival. Ooh, we got a lot to talk about. Driven from the mainland, buffalo soldiers in the war. In the war, 41%. Ay, 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 ay. We dumb as hell. Actually, wrong word. We ignorant as hell. Ignorant. Ooh, goodness gracious. Oh, Lord, do I sound like that? Buffalo soldier, tried into the land. Ooh, said they got to cross through the alligator river and they done heard been spooked. Hey, you got to watch out for the left. Is that that's my right. And got to watch out for the other side. There's alligators everywhere. Never follow a spooked herd. All right, hang on. I'm almost ready. Fighting on rival. Fighting for us. Bob knew all the answers. That's why they killed him. Driven from the mainland to the heart of the ignorant land, ignorant ram. Oh, y'all. All right, hang on. I did that, see that. Let me bring you two. How y'all doing this good? Y'all have a good weekend? Oh, I had a great weekend. Fantastic, All right, bring YouTube in. Good morning, everybody. Ooh, it was an interesting weekend. A whole lot to talk about. I don't even know where to start. But there's a new show I need y'all to watch. I need you to do your homework. Television shows are important. They're advertising. Do not watch them and look for something on the surface. Always look from beneath. Fantastic show. I binge watch. But don't worry, I got my garden work done. I binge watch again on Sunday. I get up around 5. I got everything I need to do get done in the garden. And then I went inside. Got too hot. I watched this show on AMC called The Prisoner. Have y'all seen this show? I don't know why they let that on television. That literally, it's the new normal. It's the new normal. You need to watch that show. Anyway, good morning, everybody. There was a reference in there. There was a reference in that show. Oh my goodness. Hang on. Make sure this is right. There was a reference in that show to television being pornography. And I forgot to quote. Oh my God, it was fantastic. It was fantastic. Who said that? If it's spoiler alert, if you didn't watch it, everybody has numbers. But that's not really a spoiler alert. They don't have names, they got numbers. And they were born into this, well, they were brought into the society. Everybody has numbers, nobody has a name. You have a name, but you also have a number. So, so two said television is just pornography. That's all it is porn. It's porn. Everybody got the style that they want. Everybody has a style that they want. I seen the website. They all got acronyms for that stuff now because you got caught, because your mama know. She know what it is now. They got acronyms. They're a little different. You got your acronym. You want to go see what you want to see, you need to go to ABC. You need to see what you want to see, you go to CNN. You want to see what you want to see, you go to Fox. You want to see the spin in the way that you need it, you go to BBC. All the same thing. Television is pornography for adults. I think we're gonna have to do stop shaming pornography. I think that's what we're gonna do. You're porn, people have clothes on. It's still all a lie. It's still a fantasy. It's still a fantasy. Still all a lie. People just got their clothes on. Good morning, everybody. All right, I think I'm ready to go. Comments there. No cable there, Barbara. That's okay. You don't need cable, Barbara Peters. You just go out to AMC.com. You need to watch The Prisoner, because we are prisoners, and it was a great show about the new normal that's coming. I suspected it. I suspected in the beginning of the show, Barbara. I didn't realize till episode 4. I really started to suspect it around episode 3. Episode 4, I was like, yep, this is it. This is the new normal. This is exactly what they want. On the same technology. On the same technology. I highly recommend you watch it. You'll pull some. Street smart people will pull what they need to from everything. You know, people who are over trusting, no, they should not watch the news. They shouldn't go anywhere near that damn television. Don't go anywhere near it. But street smart people, like people who can learn, right? There's a difference between being dumb and being ignorant. We are in an ignorant pandemic, and it's not new. We've been in the ignorant pandemic for a long time. All of this was planned. All of it was planned. We were warned. Eisenhower, JFK, they warned us about that they wouldn't pull the global plugs for this stuff. But cunning people will get it. They'll watch a television show and they'll pull the basic principles that they need from the show. You can probably watch the news. I don't, because I'm convinced that there's something in the digital message. I'd avoid that at all possibilities. But that show really demonstrated what's going on here. You know what? I think the mass media, I know the mass media is used to control us, but others are putting some really interesting messages. If you can look through the cracks, if you are street smart, if you're not a part of the ignorant pandemic, and ignorant is a positive thing. Don't, if you watching and you kind of like, well, you know, I'm not sure. We're all ignorant, number one. We're all ignorant. We are all ignorant about a lot of things, most things. But some people listen to the bankers. Some people listen to the whistleblowers and certain agencies. And so we knew this was coming. We knew eventually the herd was going to get spooked. And you should know that when the herd gets spooked, if you're in an ignorant herd, you never run the direction you're spooked. Never run that direction. Never. That's why I got this is a positive pressure suit. I've never seen one of these in my life. I'm not an expert. Do not listen to me. You need to listen to your own research and your own self. However, I'm not sure if that's level 3, but that's what you need. If you ain't got that, grandma ain't safe. Because see, what happens is the herd gets spooked across that river. And those who have seen this coming, those who know that predators watch all the herds, right? You got dumb predators too. You got ignorant predators, but the wise predators, they play all the herds. They spook you in a certain direction for a reason, especially the ignorant herds. They spook all the nations. They spook the states, spook the states. Like there's so many things that are happening on multiple levels, I think, here. You never want to run a direction the herd goes, because that's where lunch is going to be served, and you don't want to be lunch. You sure don't want your children to be lunch, all right? They've been planning this stuff for a long time. You're crossing that river, there's alligators over there and alligators over there. And the only way you're going to get across the river, so how am I going to get across the river? In the positive pressure suit. No, don't do it, because if you, I'm going to put him on the other side of the river. No, you try to cross the river, a level 3 positive pressure suit, you're not going to make it. You're not going to make it. The alligator going to die too, because that's that Rockefeller plastic, but let me put him on the other side of the river. Let's say he's safe, because that's the only way you're going to be safe out there. Did y'all see the fence picture? Did y'all see the gate picture? I think it's still on my profile. Let me go find it. They said this is what it's like to wear a piece of cloth in a dealing with something that is 0.125 microns. Let me find it for you. How y'all doing this? And don't be scared. Don't be scared. I do this sometimes. People say, yeah, well, you know, you're kind of dark, man. Yeah, I'm supposed to be dark. And came from the other side of the ocean, dummy. There's a lot more sun out there, so I'm supposed to be dark. No, it's not dark. It's just, once again, you need to recognize real danger. There's having fear, and then there's having danger. You need to recognize real danger, or you won't know which way to run. You're going to run with the herd, and you're going to run where the predators are running you, are sending you. Like, most people now realize that this isn't what they say it is. Most people now realize that. It was a good thing that they started deleting videos, right? Because now most people are like, wait a minute, why are they deleting that? Science is open source. Science doesn't have to be deleted. Science doesn't have to be censored. If you're censoring this stuff, then obviously what we're hearing popularly isn't true, and it's not. But I have a lot of time. I do a lot of reading, and I think that's what we're here for. I think there are a lot of people who are too busy to look deep into a lot of this stuff. I think that those of us who did, we're not better, we're not smarter. We just happened upon the right information. Y'all called us crazy for a long time now. You ain't calling us so crazy now. The whole world is in an apocalypse. What is the title of this? Spooked Ignorant Herd. Yeah, right. Spooked Ignorant. The herd is not dumb. The herd isn't dumb. You don't get dumb people in the careers that you do. You don't have dumb people raising children. Ain't no dumb people driving cars. No, actually, I take that back. There's a couple dumb people driving cars. But these people aren't ignorant. They're just not informed. They're not informed. Your only job is to inform. Like, I could go down. I think Mariette said something this morning. I think Mariette said we're in trouble. Mariette's around. We're not in trouble. Don't even worry about that, Mariette. We're not in trouble. We're not in trouble. If you got any parents, Mariette, about the age in 60s or 70s, they were in trouble. We not in trouble. When they killed JFK, they were in trouble. JFK saw a global thing happening, and he tried to warn us. We didn't listen. They were in trouble. We're not in trouble. We are so far past that. She said that on this post. What was this? It's not shocking we're living. Oh yeah, it's not shocking we're living in the Black Mirror. This is a Black Mirror episode. This was a global business plan. It always was a global business plan. That's why they made the television pornography for adults. The television was pornography with clothes for adults, so it'll give you a confirmation bias, tell you what you need to hear, so you will run the wrong way. It's shocking to many. Oh no, it's shocking that many think that this is for your safety. Yeah, this is not for your safety. This is a global business plan that's being rolled out. Mariette said, what did she say? If they haven't figured it out in 6 months, what makes you think they'll figure it out over another 6 months? We're in trouble. Yeah, we're not in trouble. We're dead trying to find life or something. But it's been a conflicting 6 months, right? It's been a information from all sides. The flat earthers had their and the people talk about NASA and the banks and economic collapse and the left and the right and the politics and people playing these games. It was confusing. But now it's becoming clear that this is a power play, it's a global power play. It is what JFK warned us about. So that can change in 6 minutes, right? That's the beauty of this being an ignorant pandemic, right? Not a dumb pandemic. If it was a dumb pandemic, we'd be in trouble. This is an ignorant pandemic. Ignorance has a cure. And it can be cured in a moment. It can be cured in one conversation. It's just a little piece of information to trigger that person's street smart, to trigger that person's escape from ignorance, to realize that they're being played. So we're in trouble, but it doesn't take 6 months. It can take 6 minutes. All it is a conversation. You can't ever give up on people, because I have people who never gave up on me. Right? Pornography is addictive, people. Y'all see the reference there? I like that. I don't even know the actor's name. It was on AMC, The Prisoner. You need to watch it. Television is just pornography. That's all it is. It's clothed pornography. People see what they want to see. They hear what they want to hear, and it gets you in a lot of trouble. It gets you in a lot of trouble, and it's addictive. It's addictive. We are in deep doo-doo. No, we are not, Diane. Don't you tell people that. We're not in deep doo-doo. We're so far past doo-doo. We're breaking down into nitrates. We're garden fuel. We're like, oh my goodness, I don't think I almost died this weekend. All kind of crazy stuff. I had some ants having a party on my foot. It was crazy. I've got the microbiology happening all throughout my soil because I got neighbors, I got kids that need food, so I'm growing a bunch of food. And I got all the different mycelium. Is that what they call it? Is that Susan? She around here, the mushroom lady. Yeah, she right there. Mycelium. Oh, I got all kind of communities happening. Crazy stuff is happening, Susan. I feel like I'm on psychedelics when I walk in the garden early in the morning. I get up around 5, get out there. You got all kind of crazy mushrooms popping up. Had the red ones and brown ones. They had some stripes and polka dots. There's a purple one. Like they come up at nighttime because you got the colonies of mycelium. And then when the sun comes up, they go away. They disappear. They literally melt. So I walk out there in my flip-flops. I go out there, I do everything in flip-flops. And you kick a mushroom on accident, it turns to goo. It turns to goo and it goes all over you shoot your foot and everything, and then your body takes in the fungi. Sounds disgusting, but it's a part of our ecosystem. It's part of the ecosystem. But I got a cure for that too. What they got, my son, what did my son call it? I guess the kids are not calling it Rona no more. They're calling it Roni. He said, you got that Roni. I said, yeah, well, this is mushroom. This is mushroomy. Ruma. I got the ruma on my foot. And it was black. It was nasty. It's hard to tell because I got nasty feet, but that's okay. Big gardener feet. And then I got the cure was a stick. You just get the stick and just scrape it off. Now I can be Bill Gates and I can get everybody scared of the Ruma. The Ruma gonna get you. But that's okay. I got a cure for everybody. It's called a stick. You just wipe it off. That actually is what's happening. Anyway, what are we talking about today? Television is pornography. It's brainwashing. You're silly and stupid if you're fighting other people because of their skin color, their political party, your left, right, or if they're in a nation. It's a global power play. We all have the same foe. When the herd gets spooked, you never run the way you're being spooked because you're running into a trap. Multiple predators who are very wise play all the herds. If you are running the direction that you were being spooked, you are not going to make it. And that's it. Other than that, I'm just going to go through comments. That is it. I don't have nothing else to say. They don't let you say it on the internet no more. You're not allowed to say truthful. You can allude to things, but you can't say them no more. They just delete the post. They delete the post, they censor it, or they shadow ban it. And that's how we know that it's not going to take 6 months for the rest of the people to wake up. However, in the meantime, if all that positivity is not true, you know what you need to do. You know what you need to do. And if you don't know what you need to be doing right now and you're scared, shaking in your boots, you need to go find you somebody that's about 100 years old, one of these centurions that should have a level 3 full pressure suit. If they don't have one, because they made something in the lab and people releasing it out there selectively, got technology around you that is reducing your immunity, that you can't even mention the name of the technology anymore. You need to go find you an old person asking what you're supposed to be doing right now. I gotta show you this real quick. Oh, I love the end. This is the funnest end of the world that there ever could have possibly ever been. It's not the end of the world. It's the end of a world, not the world. Check this out. Everybody thinks it's the end of the world. This is what you look like wearing a mask. Listen, OSHA said it, not me. Don't get mad. People get upset. They want to argue with you like, yeah, well, yeah, you're wrong. And it's like, I didn't say it. OSHA said it. OSHA said if you messing with something of this class and family, you supposed to have level 3. Let me get level 3, man. Hold on. Where's level 3, man? You're supposed to have a level 3 bioweapon suit. Supposed to be positive pressure. Where's he at? No, it's not right there. Not right there. Let me move him over here. Move him down here. If grandmama ain't going out in this, she ain't safe. And that shouldn't be a scary thing to you. All you got to do is eat your food you're supposed to eat. All right. I'm not scared of the Roni. I'm not scared of no Rona. My kids aren't scared of it because I'm raising them to be adults, not petulant children. All right. That look like adults that watch pornography television that scares them as a herd where they need them to go. Quiet weapons for silent wars. There are alligators on the left and on the right. Do not be fooled. Nope. I got to bring him up just a little bit further. This is the only way if you're going to be saw. This is what you look like wearing a mask. I got to put him up there. If you don't have that, you're not going to make it. You're not going to make it. Or you got to eat healthy things, right? There's no such. So this is what I was thinking about this weekend. Let me tell you this. I would start trusting some of the things on the news if they started doing research and started delineating between the organic flu this year and the inorganic one. The inorganic one's one I got a problem with. That's the one your immune system might have some trouble with, but as long as you eat healthy food, you're eating how you're supposed to, stress-free life as much as possible, you don't have to worry about the organic Rona. Organic Rona, ain't nothing wrong with her. You need her. It's the inorganic one. That's the one you gotta have trouble with. The one that they made that they're deleting everybody's video who talks about. That's the only thing you need to be worried about. And nobody's releasing around here. Whoever's releasing that stuff, they're not releasing it around here. Everyone around here has the organic version. All right, that's the good one. And then the technology, but I'll say that to say this. If you got a level 3 bioweapons suit, you still aren't completely safe. You can have that, eat your broccoli too, your carrots, your potatoes and peas. Somebody need to tell me when I need to pick these potatoes by the damn way, because I'd never grown potatoes in my life before. Actually, I did, but I didn't harvest them. But I'm now harvesting. I don't know when they're going to be done. They're looking pretty ratty at the top. But even if you eat healthy, you live stress-free, you're a decent person, you meditate, discovering consciousness, if you are too close to a certain technology and you're not allowed to criticize online anymore, it's an immune suppressive technology. You still gonna die. You're not gonna make it. And that's the fun part about today, is that this is a full spectrum dominance type of situation, right? Your enemy is very clear. Your enemy is very obvious. Your foe. Those that need to be removed from power are very obvious. And Donald Trump is not one of them, all right? He is an entertainer they put on television to get you fighting, running the wrong way. Spooked herd. That's why he was there. And that's why they put Obama in there, to get you running the wrong way. That's why they put May there, and Merkel there, and Putin there. The Americans, you ain't different. You're not different than nobody else. There's a global, powerful group that are playing the planet. And JFK tried to tell you, but we didn't listen. All right, welcome to the New World Order, where every day is a new requirement, regulation. And Tony Paterno, and that's why it's obvious now. That's why I don't think it'll take 6 months for people to wake up, because every day they're hacking away at your humanity. Every single day they're taking things from you that you need. Every single day they're not growing food, they're not giving back the land, they're not providing chicken so people can eat, they're not sending seeds to their people. So you know the people in power that you can see are not on your side. They're not on your side. Tony, is Jimmy around here? Jimmy, hopefully Jimmy ain't here yet. I'm saying you're gonna piss him off. Because I had to say something this weekend. Because he told me he was shaming me. I love Brother Jimmy to death, but he was shaming me. He was telling me that they were out in the street protesting for my rights and my freedoms and stuff like that. I love that brother, but no, not mine. You protesting for somebody else, not me. The things that I value, you can't get from a protest. Now, the things I used to value, you can get from a protest, not me. He was shaming me because I was in my garden. It's like, no, I'm in my garden because I got local people that lost their jobs and they got children, and those children need food, and they don't see it coming. They don't see it coming. Some of them do, but not all of them. It's my obligation and my job as a human being to make sure I look out for my brothers and sisters around me. It's your job too. It's your job as a human being to not fight with people on the internet being ignorant, but being able to change your behavior given new information. See, if you can't change your behavior given new evidence, facts, information, and history, then it means that you're dumb. Nobody can help you if you're dumb. If you're dumb, you're not going to survive this culling, and you probably shouldn't. Survival of the fittest never stopped. If you can't look at a situation and change your behavior based on information, not fight with people on the internet because you want likes, then you ain't going to make it. But no, what I told him, Tony, I just said, you know, there's nothing that I need, nothing I value that you can protest for. It used to be, but now that my mind has changed, I'm slowly waking up, I'm changing how I think. changing what I drink. I'm changing, changing what I eat, changing how much I drink. The things that I value, you don't get them from begging your government. You don't get them from begging your government. I got to take you to a post this weekend. So no, there's nothing that you can protest for that I want. There's nothing that they're asking for that I need. Let me show you this right here. I probably got in trouble for it. I didn't see any replies to it because it was a busy weekend. I got all kind of food. I'm harvesting all kind of basil now, and I can't even keep up with between that and the mint and the poison ivy essential oils that I'm making. I can't even keep up. What you gonna do with the poison ivy essential oil? You don't worry about that. It's not for you. As long as you don't get a job as a contact tracer, then you ain't got to worry about it. You good to go. But there's nothing, hang on. There's nothing that I need, that I value, that you can request from government. There's nothing, government, right? These people are put there for the illusion of control, okay? They don't even they don't even own the resources. They don't even own the land, right? And to me, the only things that I'm interested are the things that everybody wants. Because if everybody shows up, then you don't have to actually have a protest. It's a phone call. It's just a phone call. You tell me how many people in America, if 320 million people picked up the phone at the same time, called their government and said, we're done, give us the land back. What do you think they would do? They'd have a meeting and they would say, wait, are you sure it was 320 million? They all of them, they all called, every last one of them. Because all they need is like 10%. 10%, because if it was 310, get my math right, 280, however that works out, called them, they'll be like, no, we ain't giving you land back. We're not giving you the resources. No, because we got this people above us and they're going to kill us like they killed JFK if we give y'all any damn thing that you need. Our job is artificial scarcity, keeping you poor, keeping you in conflict with other people so they get all the land, so they can finish looting the colony. All they need is 10%, and with modern warfare, modern weapons, they can quell a 90-some% revolution. See? I gotta show you this real quick while I'm digging down to the post. The things that I value, government has no authority to give up. It's not actually government; it's a government corporation. Give people the land, you don't have anything to worry about. Make sure they got houses and chickens, and those things are important for them. All right, I'm gonna show you this post real quick. This is important. I can't explain it to you. You just have to look at the picture and try to figure it out. Piece of technology all over Earth, and somebody is using a piece of construction equipment to protect everybody, because if you put the mask on, it's supposed to protect everybody. You actually put that on them and it blocks the signal. It's got the Faraday cage in there and the tinfoil hat. You put that up there, then you'll stop turning off immunity. You have to be very careful what you say online anymore. All you can do is speak around the details. And well, I think in messaging, you message some of these people on here, they'll tell you what you need to know. But if you don't know which way you're supposed to run when the herd gets spooked, you're gonna get eaten. You're gonna get taken out. 100 years of slow, gradual corruption has a ton of momentum behind it. Only a poo-poo ton of suffering or sudden catastrophe would change it all in a short time. That, Jonathan, or enlightenment. Enlightenment. I don't think it takes a long time for people to wake up. I think it's just information. You know, people aren't dumb. They're being kept ignorant. Some people are willfully ignorant, and those people are dangerous. Those people equate the word dumb. But most people are they're ignorant. They have lives. They got things to do. They didn't have time for looking at the aliens and free energy and Wilhelm Reich and Nikola Tesla and all this stuff that I enjoy looking at, realizing from every angle they're lying. Like, that's not important, right? It's not all that important that Bigfoot's name is Durrell. It's not that. It's important if you live in Oregon, California. You know, maybe you call his name if he's throwing rocks at your campsite or something. But what's important to know is they've been lying about Gigantopithecus forever. Is he still alive? I have no idea. It's not important. They're lying about that. They're lying about NASA, been lying about the moon. They say, oh, you think the moon landing is fake. That's not important, and you don't know what I think. What I think is I don't really believe anything anymore. That's what I. People ask me, "What you believe? Do you believe the moon landing was fake?" I said, "I believe that they don't tell me what's true. That's what I believe." But as far as what I believe, like, am I in this camp or that camp? I'm not. I'm in the camp that we're being lied to at all times. From the left, from the right, you have global corporations that are trying to take over the whole damn world. I can't find it. Did I post? I didn't think I posted that much this weekend. I was gonna get all these thoughts. Gotta get naked on the porch, what? And decontaminate before re-entering the vacuum chamber home. Exactly, Mr. Right, exactly. If you want to be safe, then that's what people would be doing. Me, I don't have time for it. If I gotta live in a positive pressure suit or anything like it, or any of the lesser evils, I got to spray myself and scrub the kids, and you come in the house. Nah, I'm ready to go ahead and let the Roni take me. Give me the Roni. I'll take the Roni, or I'll take the Roomba. I'm never gonna live in fear. I have no interest in living in fear. I'm here to enjoy. I pay good tickets for Earth. I'm gonna live free while I'm here. When it's time to go, I'm gonna go ahead and go. But I'll never be scared of an invisible terrorist from a pornography thing that you call news, because it makes a lot of money scaring people and selling stuff. Like somebody asked me, "Oh, did you see it on the news?" I always pause when people start talking about news, because I'm just like, let me guess. They scared you, but it's okay because there's a corporation working on the solution, right? Is that pretty much most of the news that you watch is a TV commercial. That's called a commercial. They scare you, but it's okay. One of the massive world corporations that you have to work for, you have to live for, that have enough money to take care of everybody, for the most part, is gonna help you. That's what news is. It's fear porn. That's all it is. It's fear porn. You just got on clothes. But that's who said that? Christ, but that's only temporary. You know, in Japan, they got naked news. They do. Is it Japan or China? It's one of them. They got naked news. And if the Americans start to figure it out, people start talking like us, like the news is fake. It's all fake news. I know you hated that the president said that. That doesn't mean that it's not true. You just hate the president. Just be honest with that. We're fine with that. It's always been fake news. If Americans start to figure that out, Christ, oh no, they're going to like, all right, cue naked news. And then have to fire the Tom Brokaws and the people who look like us, the regular looking people, and they'll all be supermodels. And the Americans are tuned right back in. While you watch your news, they're performing acts. And people will watch it, because unfortunately, that's just the time we live in. People want their fear porn. They want their porn no matter how they can get it, where they can get it, or the effects of it. The people are caught up to get it, mind blowing. Well, people are caught up, Christine, but it's just the television. It just brainwashes them. They're just ignorant. They're not dumb. They're ignorant. Most of these people are street smart. Most of these people can figure it out. They just have not had that information yet. So, Christine, I guess the way I view it, which I've said it a million times before, and I think you already know it, is that we have to disseminate the information to them, but we can't give them the details anymore because that's being censored online. All you can do is give them a hint. You give them a hint. You can tell them in the real world, but online you got to just give them a hint. But you also got to do it in a way they can receive it. You know, you have to try humor, be a little condescending. You know, try not to be a jackass, which is what I try not to be, but sometimes I probably come off that way. If you give people good information or send them down the right direction, street smart people will go. They'll go. They understand that the herds are circling the wagons, right? They understand that the predators are circling the herd, and they know that they're being driven in certain directions. People aren't dumb individually, but the herd is really dumb. It is, Christ, and this is why you can't ever follow the herd. Never follow the herd, because it's always being driven. Because like the herd is being, like in that analogy, like the herd is being led by leaders, right? Like in every herd, you got the leaders. And if the leader gets spooked, it's going to go this way or that way, and the herd's going to follow. But if the leaders are really busy, and this, I'm going to try to be nice on this one. I try to be nice on all of them. But if the leaders are really busy, I don't know, say they're fighting racism, or they're fighting people that call them racist. The left is fighting the right, and the right's fighting the left. They're fighting for them lobbyist checks because the election year. Then the leaders are kind of distracted, right? They're not paying attention. Like a good, wise leader, when they see the bushes move, they stop. hell in them bushes, right? They don't just start running. They stop. What's in them bushes? Something in them bushes. Like, gotta look real careful because the herd, they got these eyes that let them zoom in to spot the predator, right? The predator got better eyes on the side of their head. That's science, by the way. So they can attenuate exactly how far they gotta run to get lunch. And they can see their partner on the other side, which is why he's scaring the herd to run that way. You know, the leader, they're not too distracted because they're not leading ignorant people that's fighting over colors and stuff like that. He can look and say, wait, what's in that bush? What's that, Roni? That's Roni in that bush? All right, so Roni in that bush, and I know what that is because that's a tiger. No, that's a lion, right? Tigers hunt alone, lions hunt in pack. That's a lion. Uh-oh. So if that lion's gonna scare me, it just wants me to run that way. And if I run that way, I bet you it's a lion over there because they hunt in packs. The predators are playing this. So being nice is not that the leaders are ignorant, but they're busy. They're busy. They got other things that they got to do. Like the job now isn't to do anything for the people. It's just to collect lobbyist checks. Right? And the only way you're going to get reelected is if you get a bigger check than somebody else. So they're not going to stop and look for the other line. They just see the bushes move and they're like, run! And everybody jump and run behind them. And so the left, you know, it was Obama, Biden, and somebody, they run with him, and then Trump, then they run with him, and they're all being led to slaughter. They're all being led to slaughter. So it's not even a thing about dumb leaders, but the times we live in, this is highly controlled. This is what I'm saying. This started at JFK or before. I mean, I think it started at probably Act of 1871, but they've been planning this for a long time. You have to meet them where they're at, plant the seeds. Exactly, Diane, which is why I like that saying. I do like that saying. You got to meet them where they're at. And not just one type of person. You have to look at everybody, understand they're all your family, and try to meet them where they're at. Meet them where they're at, what zone they're in, where they grew up. Everybody's got their own cross to bear. You got to love people enough to let them say some ignorant things to you. Let them, trust me. Look, my family, every day. Every day. Every day. I bet you. I heard some beeps on the phone this morning. I guarantee some ignorance in there waiting on me. It's waiting on me, Diane. I know it's in there. I'm trying to keep my message to them as short as possible. They're posting stuff. Oh Lord, yeah. Yesterday I got a link to some CDC, something. I was like, just make sure make sure mama ain't doing what the television tell her to do. That's all you gotta do. Either you need to get her a level 3 weapon suit, positive pressure, and scrub mama down when she come in the house, or don't let her go nowhere if it look like somebody's releasing something that was made in a laboratory with a gain of function that's not organic. If you see something crazy happening in your neighborhood, listen, and this is where even if I lived in a place where somebody was releasing something that obviously isn't organic, that I need every year at flu season, I would not be, I'm gonna either go outside and breathe the free air, or I ain't gonna go outside. Those are the only two choices that you got. I'm gonna live free. I'm not gonna wear no level. If I need a level 3, I got a picture here. I know I got this picture, hang on. I don't wanna, this is the world I don't want. This is a new normal I don't want. They're like honest with people and they're starting to try to tell them about this particular family or viruses and what you gotta do to be safe. Nah, I don't want this. I do not want a world I walk around people looking like this right here. This right here. This is I'm already got a problem with it. If I can barely go out the house now with people got these face diapers on. If I got to walk around like this and everybody else walk around like this and we shake hands and stuff like, no. Can you imagine going to a meeting at work like that? Not gonna happen. Let the Roni get me. Let it get me. You know what? I deserve it anyway if I get it. That's how I feel about it. I've lived a great life. I paid my taxes. I voted. I picked my kings and I picked my lords and I had my master. Did what my masters told me, and they were making bioweapons. So if I get it, that's karma. Unfortunately, and that's how I view things. So I'm always going to live free, but I'm not going to be worried about no invisible terrorists because massive corporations are making a power play to take the police state and make a global medical police state. Nah, I'm not even worried about it. See, that's what Lori just said right there. Go on, kill me now. But you'll never get, as long as I live, I'm gonna live free. I'm gonna live free on 2 legs. And I got to be able to tell Master where he got to go and when he has to go there. I'm not the one. You got the wrong one. Kanye West was correct. They still shame him because he got that red hat on. I don't give two damns what they say. That's all entertainment. It's all entertainment. Listen, slavery is a choice. It's always been a choice. And Lori, I ain't choosing that way. It's too late. I got too much information. Listen, I'm going to live free or go and take me out. Because it's like Herman. Right? Herman got the Roni and he didn't make it. Assuming all of that is true, what do you believe? I don't believe nothing. I believe they lie about everything. I believe they have very interesting, selective, pornographic lies that people want to believe and embrace, and I don't believe and embrace none of them. It's very selective how this happens, right? People in Hollywood, Tom Hanks, stuff like that. And from the very beginning, Iran, you know, when, who was it in Iran? They were saying like it was just the generals that were getting it. Highly selective. That is one of the most intelligent, NATO-centric, unorganic viruses that have been created, or somebody created it and they're helping people get it. All right. And if you got a big mouth like me, yeah, sure, they might help me get it. Okay, you can help me get it if you want it, but you know, I'm telling people, don't cry. He got the Roni, he was wrong. No, don't listen to him. I bet you he feels sorry beyond the grave. No, he does not. He does not. Gerard is dead. At that point, Gerard floating because don't nobody die. At that point, I'm having a party. I'm flying around the universe. I'm looking at the dark side of the moon, seeing what's going on over there, and all the people's lying and see if people's telling the truth down here. I'll be a spirit. No, you ain't got to worry about me. Trust what I'm saying now. Live free, or go ahead and let them take you out. But live free. Live free. Whatever that means to you, you need to live your authentic you. What broke the planet is we decided that we'll all have masters and let other people tell us what to do. That's what broke the planet. That's what broke the planet. Everybody take your power back and live your authentic life the way you need to. And the other side is I'm on team nature. Lori, I'm on team nature, right? If an organic virus can take me out, then it's supposed to take me out. Damn it, I shouldn't have been eating bagels and biscuits for breakfast had most of my life, bacon, eggs, and I knew better than that. You know, I know the Twinkie ain't normal and natural. They got candy that's blue, green, got polka dots, sunflower. They all got rainbow colors on it. You think that this is natural with a unicorn latte? Like wash it down? No, like my brothers, you know what? Speaking of ignorance, a family member. No, he sent me a message, which actually, no, and this one is he's starting to figure it out. He sent me a message and he asked me, he said what is the name of this lemonade iced tea? Who makes this lemonade iced tea? I'm gonna show you this. It was ignorant, but obvious. Like, you can save yourself. You don't need me to save you. Do not listen to me. Do not listen to me. Do not listen to me. You need to listen to you, right? We disseminate information. You will go out, do your own research, and you make a decision for yourself. Here you go, right here. This is local. Orange tea. And he said, is this healthy? I said, first of all, if it has commercials, it's probably not healthy. That's number one. Number two, I said, send me the ingredient label. You know, because I feel at this point, you damn near 50, I should be answering these questions for you. So he sent me the ingredient label, and let me see if I can show it to you. Here, go right here. The ingredient label is right there. Look at that. Ooh, water. Yes, that's healthy. You know how on the ingredients they list the most healthy at the top? The second one is high fructose corn syrup, and I stopped there. I have no idea what's after that. I stopped there. I said, it's poison. Don't you dare put that in your mouth. Don't you put that in your mouth. Don't you put it nowhere near your mouth, and you better keep it away from my mama's mouth. Don't you dare. It's poison. It's poison. All you got to do is see the corn. Right? All the corn is GMOs, genetically modified. There's something wrong with it. It's not natural DNA of corn. It's not anything your body has ever seen in the history of development of the human civilization and us going from primordial goo to monkeys, to aliens, to gods, or whatever, and modified it. It's an alien compound. GMO should never be in your body, ever, under any circumstance. And besides, the other one is sugar. Sugar is a carcinogen. Sugar is a carcinogen. Hell no, that shouldn't go in your body. All right, not the unnatural sugars and the unnatural content. And the last one is that all GMOs made for one reason. Oh, you mean to feed the world? No, that's not science. They made GMOs to sell pesticides. So you know it's got carcinogen pesticides all throughout it. Hell no, that shouldn't go in your mouth. But that's okay. That's what I'm saying though. But these are things that you can solve for yourself. You don't need anybody else to solve that for you. We need some common sense, like being healthy. You know, how do you get healthy in a time where people are scared that their immune systems don't work? Well, have you been doing this throughout evolution, whatever that thing is? It's like the headset. I saw a commercial that said the headsets are healthy. Should I eat the headset? Well, have people been eating headsets for a million years? Ask yourself that question. If people have been eating headsets for a million years, then the microbiology in your body knows how to break it down, utilize it, fight cancer, leukemia, the organic flu that's supposed to come around every year, you'll be fine. But if your ancestors, Michael Pollan said, he said this one also, if your grandmother doesn't recognize it as his food, it's not. But I think that's a little outdated. If your great grandmother were alive today and wouldn't recognize it as food, then don't eat it. That's all you got to do, and then you ain't got to worry about the flu. That's a laughter. I tell my kids to read the labels all the time. Yvonne Looper, I am a label reading, holding up to everybody in the line, trying to look at the shelf person in the grocery store. I am. I read the labels all the time. Although I'm not reading them a lot right now, because I'm mostly eating out the garden now. I mean, this is the first year I did it. I didn't grew enough food where I know I can feed probably 2 families off of it. But no, I'm the most label reading person. Read the label, read the instructions. Ooh, there's an analogy here for like being an adult on a planet that there are global powers obviously in control and playing local or national politics. There's an analogy there. Read the label, read the law, read between the lines, read the play. Like football. Oh, football. Good example. Y'all like football. Y'all like the Coliseum sports. I don't watch this nonsense, but y'all love it. If you can't read the play, are you going to win? Think about it. Think about it like that. The linebacker. I was a linebacker and I was a tight end. I ain't got a tight end now because I'm 29 and that just happens to. It's getting tighter though. I'm working in the garden. I'm working on it. And if you couldn't read the play, because you can only give but so many instructions, right? You get your instructions. We're going to do this, look out for that. This player knows how to do this. This player is fast on that. So we're going to put you here, there. But after they say hike, you got to be able to process information on yourself. You have to be able to look at the play, read the play, process it, and change your behavior based on what you're seeing, or you're going to lose. Your team is going to lose, and you're going to get hurt. And we have to be that as adults. You have to be able to read the play because the truth isn't allowed in the public domain. You got to be able to do it on your own. It's not anything anybody can do for you. You can't constantly listen and expect a coach to tell you. Even if you think the coach is your political party or your master or your leaders or your guru, whatever it is, you're not going to make it if you can't think for yourself. But then again, if you can't think for yourself, you're not supposed to make it. Survival of the fittest never stop. If you need people to tell you what to do, you don't really have a place on this earth. This earth is for human beings of critical thought and the ability to look at new information and evidence, read a play, and make a good decision based on that and change their behavior. To be able to be wrong. I come out here, I'm wrong all the damn time. I don't care about being wrong. That's stupid. I'm not the guy I was 5 minutes ago. Oh, like Lori was in it, got in this weekend with Sean Yankee. Did y'all see that? I didn't see it. I heard about it. I heard about it on Lori's post. She got in with Sean. And this is the thing that I love about real people. So Lori gives money on Sean's Patreon, Sean Yankee's Patreon. Sean, I guess he believes in Q or something like that. And Lori was like, I send you money, baby, because I love you. I don't send you money because I think you're right. I think everybody's wrong, But that's like real love. But you got to be able to be wrong and then move on. I wish Q was right. I wish there was a secret hero, global force fighting for children. I wish that were true. But the children wish I would fight for them, no matter what I believe. Right? No matter how you look at it, we have to fight for kids. Doesn't matter what you believe, what you're supposed to do. You have children who have been enslaved, raped, human trafficked from the beginning of time. This is not new. Beginning of time. This is what the kings and psychopathic lords have always done to the weakest, because they can get away with it. I don't have time for heroes. I don't have time for villains, but more so, the kids don't. The kids don't. The kids can't suffer your belief. You see what I'm saying? Like, I hope that Q is true, and I hope Donald Trump is fighting pedophilia with Robert F. Kennedy and some other secret people in secret societies on the planet. There ain't no damn secrecy. I hope that that's happening. But are you willing to risk? And this is the beautiful thing about today, because these people are passionate. Like, these people really care about children. But are you really willing to place the history of the world and millions of children in human trafficking to Donald Trump? Just think about that for a minute. Just let that marinate. Are you willing to take the fate of millions of children and leave them in the hand of somebody whose name has one letter and Donald Aloysius Trump? Are you willing to do that? If you're willing to do that, then okay. You know, that's you. I don't tell you what to do. I can tell you this. I'm here because I'm supposed to make sure that the next generation is better off than what I was. I'm not going to do that. I can't do that. I don't think that we got the time, and I'm really not that, hard word to find. I got to find a word. I'm not that trusting. I'm not that trusting of the pornography that you call the news. I'm not that trusting of pornography that you call Q. I'm not that trusting of the pornography you call the Democrats. I'm not that trusting of the pornography you call the Republicans. Oh, what a good show. What a good show, and how he put it. Because all of it is pornography. And we get addicted to it. And it makes us stupid. And it hurts more than we'll ever know. And I forgot the example why it said that Lori had a post about it. But she still sends them money, right? Something having to do with the fact that you shouldn't be following anybody. You should be making up your own mind. You should be doing your own research, protecting your family, your husband, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, your wife, or your children, because you are a critical thinker and street smart. You're not watching that damn television set. All it is a mind control device that drives the herd. You see what I'm saying? What is your homework? If any of this is weird to you, if you're not sure, you need to look up Deborah Tavares, stopthecrime.net. You need to look up a documentary. If you don't have time to read through a website, you have look up a documentary called Everything is a Rich Man's Trick. Everything is a rich man's trick. And we need to save it because they're going to delete it at some point in time. And that's what's happening right now. You need to look at Confessions of an Economic Hitman. You need to go to geoengineering.org. You need to go to the websites of people who are not allowed to talk on social media, because that's how they control the herd. Not social media, media, any media. Because this is not a Zuckerberg thing. Like, a lot of my friends, they hate Zuckerberg. Well, they just, Zuckerberg this, Zuckerberg that. Zuckerberg is not in control of Facebook. If you actually believe Mark Zuckerberg dictates what happens on a website that's global, I'm not even sure what to tell you. I'm not even sure what to tell you. If you can control the global herd by any device, I guarantee you, the person on television that claims that they control it and own it, do not. Millionaires don't play it that way. Millionaires don't play that game. They don't take that kind of risk. Ain't no way trillionaires take that kind of risk. All right, they tell him what to do. And Zuckerberg ain't gonna stand up to no global elite. He ain't stupid. And Trump ain't gonna stand up to no global elite. He ain't stupid either. And neither will Obama. They would be the dumbest men walking. These people killed JFK. Well, we don't. All right, let's take it back, because we don't know if it's the same people. We don't even know if it's the same families or the same corporations. What we know, or the same secret society. What we know is whatever was operating back then to gain power, something is operating now to gain global power. That's the way the world has always gone. That's history playing out today, as has it, how it always has. You got the same foe. You have the same foe, and your foe is not dictated by their skin color, their political party, the nation, or the nation they live in. Oh, somebody posted something great this weekend. Said something that is just a fight between those who know and those who don't know, something like that. But understand, those who don't know can know very easily. They're not dumb people, they're just ignorant. They just need the information, then you pull them over to this side. But they work for those who want global power. Global power. All right. And yesterday I heard that it doesn't live, above 3,000 feet. What doesn't live above 3,000 feet? That's why all the packers working with the people all over the country with the horses all summer haven't gotten sick. The Roni. Yeah. That's some damn Francis Fredericks. That's a funny, oh Lord, I don't even want to say it. Just you think about people's profiles. Anyway, well, it doesn't live over 3,000 feet, I guess, but it doesn't like the homeless. Something about the Roni's like, nah, I don't like no homeless. They just, It's staying away from the homeless. It doesn't like the Amish either. They ain't going on over there. It didn't like Sweden too much. They ain't like nothing down. South Dakota, they ain't like nothing down. They ain't like none of them. That's why I think it's this is the most highly intelligent selective virus that's ever hit the planet, or somebody's lying to you. Somebody's lying to you. And see, when somebody says something like that, Francis Fredericks said that, and that's not Francis Fredericks. Anyway, you're supposed to look it up. You go look it up. That's what intelligent people do. That's what intelligent people who care do. Those who don't care, those who are going to get down selected with their families, those who are going to go get picked up by the Gestapo and taken to the quarantine facilities, those who are going to have their children taken from them, taken to the quarantine facilities to make sure that they're safe. Those are the ones who are not paying attention. If you see what's coming, you can prepare for it. If we're in the herd and we're racing towards the river and you see it's crocodiles on the left and the right, you either not gonna go in that damn water or you go in the middle of the herd, right? This is about being smart. You see the middle of the herd? See the middle, ain't no crocodiles down there, they got stampeded. And you got this dummy over here because he believes in a deep left. You got the dummy over here. Look at the one on the right. Look at this guy right here. And the problem with this one right here is he got a little calf with him, got a little baby right there. They ain't gonna make it. They ain't gonna make it. Survival of the fittest has never stopped. You gotta be smart enough to look ahead and see what's coming. You gotta look at that new normal. Say, you know what, do I like that new normal? What are they talking about? What's gonna be in a new normal? Do I want that? Watch AMC The Prisoner, watch The Black Mirror. Say, oh, that's gonna be the new normal. Do I wanna leave my children in that? A highly controlled society controlled by a few people ain't nobody ever met and don't ever go on television. They might actually be aliens. They might be, it's like the Umbrella Academy. That's another good show. The father is an alien, apparently. I'm telling, spoiler alerts. Apparently the father is an alien and might be, I don't know. Some people tell you that the Illuminati's in control of all of this. Okay, you say so. The aliens in control. Okay, you say so. Why are you worried about it? It's the Rothschilds. No, it's the Rockefellers. No, it's the Rothschilds. No, it's the Rockefellers. Does it really matter? Does it matter? This is why, to me, I garden. That's why I garden. To get to be around the myceliums, get them all on my foot, the goo, they break down. Because it gives me peace. I can't be at peace with people that fight over things that don't amount to nothing. They want to get out there and vote. It's just like, man, I don't understand how y'all think. I don't understand. You're going to vote for a system that could have fixed this a century ago, or decades, whatever you believe. You're going to keep voting for that system. Yeah, because we're going to fight. No, this is why I'm not protesting. For the same reason I'm not protesting in the street is the same reason I don't vote. And it's not that I'm lazy, it's because what I want doesn't come from voting. What I want doesn't come from protest. What I want is universal solutions, and you ain't never gonna get that in a conflict-based, group up with some people, rob Peter to pay Paul, political, low-vibe, violence-based system. What I want is global peace. What I want is prosperity for everybody, everywhere, homes for everybody, everywhere. Giving back the land. You'll never get the land voted. No one in America will ever own land again except for banks, real estate companies, and Chinese billionaires, and government. Nobody in America owns any land. And maybe in your country too. I don't know where y'all are from. I can tell you this. But here, you don't get that from voting. You get that from saying we're done. The only thing they're afraid of is you walking away. That's all they're afraid. You vote, you never gonna own no land. You vote, they're gonna keep giving you poisoned tomatoes. Oh, it was a good analogy. It was a good analogy about tomatoes this weekend. Oh my goodness. Let's see if I can find it. Something about the Roni. You want to make sure you get the organic Roni, not the organic Roni is important. You don't want the unorganic one. Somebody made something in a lab somewhere with a gain of function. That's the one you don't want. But it's like a GMO tomato, I think, was the analogy. You know, you want to eat your organic tomatoes. You need to get your organic Ronis every single year. You don't want to eat the inorganic one. You don't want to get the one that was made in a laboratory. A third party would be hilarious. It would be, Rebecca, but the third party's going to do what everybody else going to do. That's the last time I voted, Rebecca. I voted for a third party. And you probably saw me post about it too. And you were probably laughing. But Rebecca Costello is probably one of the ones who was telling me a long time ago, like, no, I'm an anarchist. We don't need a government. I was like, that woman is crazy as hell. She don't know what she's talking about, y'all. Third party. It doesn't matter. The people who have global power can shut down any political party. It's compulsion, right? They can compel them or they can stop them with violence. They can stop any president. It doesn't, you know, I tried. It's don't nobody give me that, well, you're just a bad slave face. No, I tried to be a good Democrat. I tried to be a good Republican. I tried to be a good American. I tried to be a good Green Party. I tried to be a good slave. I did the best that I could. I picked my cotton, paid my taxes, made sure my bag was counted at the end. I did the best I could to be a slave. I really tried. It just doesn't fit. It doesn't fit. If there's some of y'all, it doesn't fit me. I'm too obstinate. I like freedom. I like fresh air. I like walking in my garden with my shoes on. No, I like to do what I want to do. You might like that too. You might like travel. You might like staying at home with your kids and had them. Maybe you shouldn't be forced to go work for global billionaires. Maybe you shouldn't do that. You know, and you can have it in the world we have. All right, I'm looking for the post. Obviously not in favor of partisan protests. However, only cowards would send armed men to send. Oh my goodness, I know where this came from. This came from Sunshine Seeker. You right here? If you don't follow Sunshine Seeker, he's one of our friends here on Facebook. I follow him on Instagram. I got pissed off. I hadn't seen something. He's got a lot of great posts. Usually it's police beating up people. He had a good one. Oh my goodness, did the pedophile get it this weekend? I might show you that. The pedophile, he didn't got it. He is a sex offender in the neighborhood, and not like the fake sex offender, not like the fake one who was like, he was 17 and the girl was 17, they did something they weren't supposed to do and they get that label because they want to make the database big to scare everybody. No, he was a real one. And I guess the guy was, what was he doing? He was like talking to he has a 6-year-old daughter, he has a couple little girls, and the guy came in his yard and was talking to his little 6-year-old after being listed as a sexual predator and in predator profile. Yeah, he got it. He got it good. He got it. And the good thing though, I'm not gonna show it to you. He didn't hit him, he was just slapping him. But he slapped him down to the ground and he said a few nasty things. I give respect to that father because that would not be me. That was a man of great control. Great control. But anyway, no, where I got this from. He just said don't ever talk to girl. I bet not ever see you talking to children in this neighborhood again. You stay in your house. You do what you need to with that television, whatever. If I ever see you talking to children on this block again, I'm gonna kill you. That's what he said. And that's probably what he'll do. Because that's what real people are. Real people got real passion. And most people realize the government's not there to protect you. They never have been. They're not there to protect children. They're not there to protect you from the sniffles. It's not their job. Their job is to write reports and to help loot the country with these global billionaires. So you got to protect your own community. I'm not saying go do what he did, but I'm saying you got to stand up. You're the one you were there for that. Every child has a social contract with every adult on this planet that you're supposed to do what you can to keep them safe. No, this came from watching the police drag I'm not for the protest. I'm not for the protest, but I support the protesters. You know what I'm saying? I'm not for the anti-protest, but I support the people who saying that y'all shouldn't be out there protesting. I want people to be who they're supposed to be. But this was the whole thing. Like, oh, well, we're fighting for freedom and stop the protesters, send out the police. Nah, if you send grown armed men and women who are trained with bad equipment and boxes of stuff on their back and badge and stuff, 60 pounds of equipment to go deal with some children in the street, you're all cowards. You're just cowards. That's not how you deal with children. If you want to govern people, then govern. But don't lie to them. Don't lie to them and act like you're a government. If you send armed people to go out and deal with some children, youth in the street, but we're not gonna touch that too much. It was one of the Sunshine Seekers posts pissed me off. Ooh, Operation Disney Gate. That sounds good. That sounds normal. Oh, I missed this one. This was Ty and Danielle. I'm going up my post because I'm looking for. Oh yeah, there you go. Consider incorporated. Babylon serves none. Corporations run Babylon. They're not there to serve you. You want to chant down Babylon, not vote it up. Don't vote it up. Stop voting for Babylon. Let me see. Oh yeah. Why would anyone expect any of the acronym agencies to protect you? They're not there for you. That's right. If the parties that we've been voting for forever are not there protecting nor serve, they're not writing laws to protect nor serve, to give people chickens nor land, to take care of kids from the beginning. If they've never been writing laws for that, they've just been writing laws to take resources from you, create more artificial scarcity, then ain't nobody protected. The FBI ain't supposed to FBI. The Homeland Security ain't securing no homeland. The police are not protecting and serving. If those who write the laws are there to loot your country, then don't expect your acronym agencies to be there for you. They'll be there to watch you, all right? 7 billion essential workers on the earth, right? I like this whole essential worker thing. I was listening to something while I was in the garden. Say, oh, well, the essential workers are back to work. No, that's stupid. Everybody's essential. Everybody fulfills a position on Earth planet. Now, I'm not talking about slavery work. I'm not talking about working for corporations with degrees and all of that proud slavery stuff. I'm talking about people doing what they're supposed to do. We have 7 billion people on this planet. We need every last 7 billion one of them doing their own thing, not what they're compelled to do for slavery or for, well, it's all slavery. It's all slavery. Like, did you get my point on that one when I said, because sometimes people get upset, and we'll get up to the post in a minute. I said everybody here in this land, everybody in America or whatever colony you're in, you were compelled, your ancestors were compelled to go there. Ain't nobody dragged nobody else here. You were all compelled by the same people in that understanding, right? You were compelled by the economics, your ancestors, or you were compelled by somebody with a gun and a chain. But it was the same people doing the compelling. It was the same corporations. It was the same people who were in power, or the same system that creates power that oppresses everybody. I don't know why anybody would be out there fighting with people or arguing, wasting 2 seconds of their time fighting with the ancestors of those who were compelled to come here because they were being starved in their own country. So they were given a better opportunity to go grab somebody else and put them in chains and compel them to come here too. You got a root foe. And until you deal with the root foe, to me, it's a waste of everybody's time. I always support your right to eat junk food. Right. Stress your immunity all you want. That's your business. That ain't my business. You want to live close to these towers and get that radiation and eat your sugar and breathe in your chemtrails and all that stuff. That's your business. Trying to succeed, being stressed at work, turning off your immune system, I support that 1,000% if that's what you want to do. Exposing everybody to all the new diseases that your body's cultivating because your immune system doesn't work, but you're successful, so you can post these pictures on Instagram, these vacations you took and all that stuff. I support your right to do that. It's your life. You live your life how you want to. But don't come over here telling me how to live my life. I know that you are cultivating those diseases, and what I do is I eat healthier, right? I understand you don't need to protect me. I protect me. I realize there's a bunch of sick people running around here cultivating the worst diseases since the human race has ever been here. Then it means I need to drink more smoothies, right? Your mask ain't protecting me. You wear your mask. That's for you. And I'm about tired of getting sick of these damn masks everywhere. Y'all just throwing them in the street, throwing them in the ground. You can't even go to a parking lot at the end of the day without seeing masks all over the place. But you're protecting people. Okay. You can run, but you can't hide. Oh, yes, because I was in the garden listening to Bob Marley. You can run, but you can't hide. You can't run away from yourself. You can run, Do not run away from yourself. You're not a Babylonian. You're not a buffalo soldier. You are a spiritual creature, a god or goddess, and don't nobody know what you are. I mean, you damn sure should not be having a career doing a job for billionaires and global elites. You need to be doing something important with your life. You cannot run away from yourself. You have your own experiences. You're a person. You're not a people. Okay, that was based on that same concept. You're not a people. You know, they try to break you. And that's why they killed Bob Marley, because he understands that you can't run away from yourself as much as you want to try. What is this? Antifungal and cream chronic lung infection. Ooh, yes, this came from, who was this? Nick and Evan Stenson did a great video this weekend. I think I posted it. They might have deleted it on this thread. But she's a nurse. Sister Nick, she around here, ain't she around here? Said, hey, you listen, when you put something, if I were to, because I can't say it the way I want to say it. So they delete everything. All right, here we go. If I were to take this, now how the old jokers do it and they get that handkerchief and it's just full of snot and all kind of dried up cooker buns and dingleberries and just stuff coming out their mouth. Doing that stuff. Yeah, so what you do, and she was explaining, is that you're creating the perfect CO2 moist and warm area if you were to hold it over your mouth like this for fungus. There are a lot of funguses that your body needs to expel. There are a lot of funguses you don't want to grow. The warmth and the moisture creates the perfect little fungal community of stuff that you do not want in your lungs. So I've watched people choke to death. I've watched people very close to me choke to death with sarcoidosis and lung disease, growing and cultivating fungi in their lungs because they keep rebreathing their same air. You might want to think about that. People ask me all the time, where you put your money? Where are you gonna put your money? First of all, money shouldn't exist, but if you got a lot of money, you should invest in fungal creams. You're gonna have a whole bunch of people with fungal infections all over there. Y'all trying to be cute on Tinder? Yeah, okay. And some of y'all got them beards and stuff that hold extra moisture and goo and stuff you was eating for lunch in there with the fungi in there, and you got your protection on for you, not me. Creating communities and colonies of stuff. Yeah, you're gonna be on Tinder. You definitely gonna use last year's profile picture. You have all kind of red bumps and just stuff growing, and yeah, you gonna kiss somebody like that. That's why I know that the world is separating in two different groups. No, you got a profile picture, you on Tinder, Match.com or whatever, you got them fungal bacterial colony creating lip community things. No, you can keep them lips to yourself. I don't care what you look like. You can look like the red dressed person in the Matrix. No, you need fungus, you need a microscope to see them. You only see them early in the morning, at nighttime in the garden, and with a microscope. Which reminds me, I need to do that. I got to get the goo from that mushroom and look at it in the microscope. This is weird. The mushroom turned to goo. You're not going to see them. You'll never see it coming. Never going to see it coming. Invest in mass manufacturing companies. Well, I know, Tony, it ain't slowing down no time soon. People want to know what life is like with fungal infections all down the neck, in the throat and lungs and stuff. But I was glad when Sister Nick said that, and she's a nurse. But it's not about her being a nurse. I'm glad that medical professionals are standing up. It's about I do my own research. And unfortunately, I know way too much about sarcoidosis and lung disease and granulomatous collections of macrophages protecting your body by clumping up around compounds that they can't break down. I know what a granuloma is. I don't want to know. I shouldn't have to know. I'm not fascinated by granulomas. I'm not fascinated by listening to hundreds of thousands of hours, hundreds of hours, thousands, maybe thousands of hours of lectures from the Mayo Clinic and the Cleveland Clinic and the doctors who are on the cutting edge of the diseases that we have that we shouldn't have. I shouldn't know any of that. I should not know any of that. But I have to, because I know I got to do my own research. I know that when people get sick around me, I have to help them the best that I can. It's like, anyone ever use the SETI? What is that called? SETI at home? Remember At Home? Looking for life in outer space, thinking the aliens use walkie-talkies. The aliens use RF signals. Yeah, that. I joined that. And you know what that is? Collective computing, right? Because you want to solve a problem and you use your own CPU to help out. And so what you do is you install it on your PC. So while you're asleep or idle, it downloads packets to your machine and it's group computing. So your computer is helping to find alien signals that ain't never gonna be out there. And if they are, they're the aliens that are like us. They kill you. They haven't gotten out of their violence. They still live in competition based. We need kings and lords and masters type societies. But they farm it out. They farm out data packets, and your computer works on if it sees an alien signal and sends it back to SETI. That's what we are when people get sick around you. When this is what we should be when things don't make any sense in unprecedented times, but they're not really unprecedented. It's the world going the way it's always gone for one central man who's global controlled, global psychopathic, governing 0.01% controlling the entire world because you got a chip in you and you can't get access to your bank account or buy toothpaste because you didn't take what they told you need to take. You got to farm out. You have to use your intellect as a CPU, like in these at-home projects. They use these at-home projects for all kinds of sciences. You need to be an independent critical thinker, not a TV watcher and trusting everything you see when things happen. I know too much about sarcoidosis because I know someone close to me who died from it. And I know that the doctors, Rockefeller medicine people, right? I already know that. But I don't want to know that. This is just the world we live in right now. We need to free the doctors. They need to go back to being healers. They have the passion for that stuff. I don't want to read none of that. You think I want to know about viruses and virologists and listen to their lectures? No. Why am I doing it now? Because obviously it is an issue. And I need to know who's driving the herd into a trap. And it's obvious when you listen. Who is I forgot his name. One of my favorite virologists. He's a professor of virology. He's a virologist. And he tells you what these are things. He tells you what they do. Dr. Judy Miskovich is another one. A bunch of those doctors they're deleting. You know, you listen to all sides of the story so you can make good decisions so you don't get led into a trap. All right, what is this? We're raised mindless clones because of the ripples in time. Everyone changes. Changes. Oh yes, I guess take it back. We were raised as mindless clones because in the ripples of time, everybody changes the world. You understand what I'm saying? If you were watching Umbrella Academy, there was a quote in there and I missed a quote. Something to the effect of, they were time travelers. They were traveled back in time. And they were heroes, right? And they were, the heroes changing history or whatever in time. And you would think only heroes change time. Only heroes change the world. Only presidents and prime ministers and Senate and congressmen. Powerful people change the world. Little people don't change anything. That's not true. That's not true. Not when you think of a timeline. Every decision you make changes the future. Everybody literally changes the world. Like in this moment, now you're not gonna change much. You don't have a microphone. I'm on the microphone. I'm on the microphone. Everything you do changes the life of billions of people. Billions of people. Everything you do and say right now, you have a lineage that's coming. How all of this works together. In the length of time, if we all don't go extinct, still worshiping these billionaires and leaders and masters and governments, everything you do changes the world in the future. Just think about it like that. There is nobody that's insignificant. There's nobody in an insignificant position. There's a lot of great quotes. Here goes Lori's post right there. Lori telling how much she loved. I love you, Sean Yankee. But you stupid. No, she didn't say that. She said, I love you. And I'll keep sending you what I need to send you because I got extra and it's my job to do those things. But I don't agree with you. And that's a great thing. You don't love people because they agree with you. You don't love people because they're in your political party. You don't love people because they think how you do. You don't want people to think how you do. You should want more people around you who don't think how you do. And you don't get into a deep discussion like that with somebody that you don't love. Right? Lori didn't like Sean. Lori wouldn't say anything to Sean. Lori loves Sean. So when Sean says something wrong, Lori speaks up. She doesn't hold back. She ain't your patriarchal society, classical created, mind washed woman. I don't even think Lori thinks she's a woman. I don't know, Lori. You think you're a woman? Lori don't get too damn. Lori gonna tell you what she thinks, and she should, and we should listen. Why? Because she's one of us. She's 7 billion people, and she speaks her mind because she's got that real love in her. That's why I don't like. That's why I don't like this people stuff, yo. I think this people's through the genders and races and religion. That's why I don't like none of it, because they put you in that group and they tell you, well, you're supposed to be seen, not heard. You know, you're supposed to be in the protest. You're supposed to be this. You're supposed to be a Democrat. You're supposed to support this. You're supposed to. That's how you break people, is you make them a people. You need to be a person. Lori got her own personal experiences and she acts based on it. But there's no skin off of anyone's back. People who will correct you tend to be the people who love you the most. People who will correct you with good information. Let's put it this way. There's certain people I know who speak what they, in their experiences, have found to be true. And I don't trust nobody, but I trust more people who I know will speak to the world the way they see it, not the way the television tells them that it is. I don't want to follow that. I don't follow nobody that believes that damn TV. I love y'all to death, but you believe in pornography, ABC, CBS, CNN, BBC. You got your porn acronym that tells you what you want to hear and gives you your confirmation bias. I know I can't trust you. But I'll trust somebody who's like an independent critical thinker all day. Like that Ivana, she down there laughing too. I don't want hillbots around me. Ivana, you ain't got a choice. I hadn't seen your page. Y'all, once again, y'all need to be Ivana friend. Y'all, I try to help her with her page all the time. Boy, she got people on that page. They love that television. All right, the secret covenant is in full effect. I don't know what the secret covenant is, Christ. Tell me about that. Jonathan, good morning, Linda. Jonathan Hogo, another one, Hogo from France. Oh yeah, he'll go to prison for people. He'll go. Now Hogo might have went to prison for me. Actually, let me think about that. Now, I'm not a protester. I'm not a because I've not heard anyone saying the things that I want, that equate my values. But I tell you what, the closest to that would be people who protest for direct democracy or RIC. Those are the closest people to that, right? You can take a step in giving people control back of these things called governments, because most people don't even have governments. They have corporations that are masquerading as governments that are governing, but they have a board that has the ultimate say, and the presidents are not the CEOs nor the prime ministers. But a step in the right direction, like the closest that I say that people who go to prison for me is when they grab Hogo. Right? When people are fighting to give me power back, that's interesting. I'll pay attention to that. But I'm not gonna, not that begging stuff. No, you get out in the street begging those who don't even have the power to give you power. To me, it's just not where I'm at. It's okay, but it's not a hit on where you're at. That's where you think. If what you value comes from asking government, then okay. What I value doesn't come from asking government, and I understand that I actually don't have a government. The only government I have is at the state level, and they're bribed by the federal level, which is not a level. It's just a corporation since the Act of 1871. It's all being ran by a bunch of inbred psychopaths. Exactly, Ivan Loper, and it's a bad idea to hand the world to a few of them. At least right now, you probably got couple thousand psychopathic billionaires controlling the world through different little governments here and there. Can you imagine, Yvonne, a world when there's only like a few dozen or a dozen? They control everybody through chips and bank accounts and banking, and if you don't do what you're told, they just turn your number off, press a button, and you can't buy nor sell, you can't leave the house nor drive your car nor get on the train. I don't want that world, Yvonne. Go ahead and give me the Roni now. I take Roni now. That's my option. I'll take the Roni. I will not take listening. I won't take the vote. Because when you do what the television says, you're basically voting for whatever they have, wherever they're running the herd, right? When you put that thing on your face, that face diaper, you're literally voting. And to me, I think it's just a return on investment that they look at. When they have enough people voting for their new world, highly controlled, social credit score, e-world, then they're going to do it, because then the return on investment will be very low. I see everything as a transaction. I look at the economics of things. I like to follow the money, and I think that dictates how things are going to go. And when they see they can get away with it, they're going to pull that lever. So yeah, that world, no, Yvonne, no, I do not want no psychopathic, inbred, child abusing, pedophilia, psychopathic, power hungry control world. Nope, I'll take a government direct democracy world over that world any day. But unfortunately, we already got one step in that door. In other words, they did not intend for trafficking to be revealed. It was accidental. And Epstein was busted by South Florida police because the info down there, the feds won't touch it. Well, yeah, so a couple things, Allison. Did they intend for trafficking to be revealed? I personally don't think they care. That's what I think. I personally have been watching them get sloppier and sloppier with all information, not just trafficking, like free energy and all of the stuff, the technology that they hide from us. I see it just seems like they don't care anymore. Like writing laws, they wrote the Propaganda Act, like we literally have the right to lie to you and you're going to pay for the lies of us lying to you and you're going to believe everything on TV when we lie to you. So I just think they don't care anymore. I think Allison, I think they have so much power, they control so much, they're not really worried about what gets out. The things that I look at mostly, Allison, would be things that are deleted from the internet, right? Things that are censored, are censored. And there are some things around human trafficking that are being censored. Those are things I focus on. They're not popping in my head at the moment. I think it was on Twitter or Instagram. There's certain hashtags and things that you post and they get deleted. Right? That to me is something that they don't want to get. Like, then you're hitting close to home. Like the Epsteins and the Epstein Islands, I think they always got fall guys, they got patsies. They always line up things that, like, a lot of my friends got excited when they arrested Ghislaine. And I'm just like, well, yeah, I don't know. I like to be a little street smart. They like to serve up. It's like the whole spy thing, right? When you put a bug in somebody's house, you put 2 bugs. You don't put 1 bug. They probably put 8, but you put minimally 2. You put the bug for them to find, and then the bug for them not to find. And I think Epstein is the one that they wanted people to find, and they wanted everybody to focus on Epstein so they keep the 100 or probably 1,000 other islands that they have out there. You know, like I don't believe Epstein killed himself. I don't even really think that Epstein is dead. What do I believe? I don't believe anything. I just believe everything's a lie. Everything is controlled opposition, right? So the problem with belief in my mind, Allison, is it means that I gotta fight with you, right? I gotta fight with somebody who disagrees with me. And I'm not gonna fight with Allison, because Allison could be right and I could be totally wrong. Not that we're disagreeing, I don't know that we are, but I don't have a belief. The only thing I believe, if I have a belief, is that we're lied to and we're all controlled opposition. They literally determine what's allowed to be known in the public domain, from science to medical to what saves lives to what doesn't, to free energy to Epstein, everything else. But we all can, hopefully we all can agree on, we've passed this secrecy time. We've passed this time where powerful people can have secrets because they have world-ending technology, like that explosion. And I still don't have 2 cents on the explosion, right? It's like, well, what was it? Well, whether it was shot in or not, I don't know. Whether that video was photoshopped or not, I don't know. But damn it, should governments with secrets have things that have the power of low-yield nukes to blow up every single baby in every building of the blast zone that it hits? And that's why I really pause, Allison, is humans have been abused since the beginning of time by these systems, 3,000 years at least. And I just don't think anybody's out there fighting for the rights of children or the rights of anybody. I think they always serve up these heroes for us to keep quiet. And so I think the feds would, the next thing you said, then Epstein was busted in South Florida. Well, I think they served him up. I don't think he was busted. I just think that he said, oh, it's time to retire you by Florida police because of the info down there. The feds wouldn't touch it. Well, I don't think anybody, I think the people who can kill presidents, they have total power over our country. So I think they show us what they think we want to see, and they give us what will make us complicit. And I just don't believe in being complicit. I am a obstinate slave. You know, I'm not going to sit back and think, hey, you know, they're fighting human trafficking. I'm a chill. Nope, not going to chill. I think kids are too important to trust in any of it. Cuckoo virus like peoples from urban areas who don't come in touch with nature and microorganisms, viruses, and bacteria. Yeah, well, the cuckoo, you know what? And cuckoo virus has a new meaning for me too, Ivana, because the meaning changes all the time as I think about it. To me, it's all cuckoo until someone actually does science. I love it when people who don't own microscopes say that to me. Until they delineate between the organic cuckoo and the natural and the inorganic one, right? The one with the gain of function that obviously is a natural, and the one that has the organic one that is natural. Until someone does some science on that and delineates between the two and what's killing who, to me, it's not methodical. It's not intellectual. It's cuckoo. It's cuckoo conversations. It's all cuckoo. It's all cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs because you could have 4 or 5 different strains. You could have the American Fort Detrick one. You could have a Chinese-made one. You could have a Russian one. Iran might have got in. I mean, it's the biggest family of viruses that everybody gets. So, of course, when you open a bioweapons lab, that's your starter kit. You get a starter kit for Corona. So I want to know the difference between people who are dying from the regular corona, the organic one that everybody's supposed to get every year. And if you get a sniffles, you get a fever, you get any of that, your body's telling you we're having trouble getting the flu every year. So you need to stop eating dirt and trash and junk food and processed food and start eating healthy things. You need to stop living a stressful life so I can get my organic flu every single year. Separate that from what obviously has a gain of function that targets white blood cells, how the whistleblower said, and then you're having an intellectual conversation. Until then, it's all cuckoo virus to me. It's all cuckoo virus. Well, I killed somebody. What killed somebody? What did it? What did it? And then the government keeping themselves safe, send them a positive pressure suit. Did it or did it not? Let me move him down. He's actually in the way to post. I'm going to go through the last couple posts, and I got to get out of her. Move him down here. Move Grandpa down here. If you're protecting Grandpa, that's what your government will send them. Know that we are kings and queens. Sarah Steele, we are kings and queens. We are gods and goddesses. We don't even know what each other is, and we have to love and respect each other to that extent. Two-party system is a joke. It's a horrible joke, Diane. It's a bloody, psychopathic scam, and I don't know why anybody supports it anymore. And Assange published the emails. He was a hero. I hear you, Allison. I don't like the word hero. I think he did something heroic. I think WikiLeaks was heroic. I think he started this idea that governments can't have secrets anymore. There can't be any more Lex Luthors because they got massive technologies. A few people can basically end the entire world if they have secrecy. So I think Assange, to me, because people go back and forth like, oh, he's CIA, he's this, that. None of that means anything to me. It's like watching TV, a television show. You can watch Bart Simpson, The Simpsons, and you can get from that, you know, he's supposed to make fart jokes and be silly and stupid. Or you can get the one stand-up point that changed my life, when the adult asked him who he was, and he says, I'm Bart Simpson. Who the hell are you? You can get that I'm not a slave thing from it. So what I got from Assange was WikiLeaks, this idea that you can't have secrecy anymore, and you have to have platforms like Dell Bigtree created for medical professionals and scientists to actually tell you what's true. That's not in a controlled way. So I think that was fantastic about Assange. Oh, look at that, Facebook. Oh, it wasn't working for me. I could either watch comments, scroll, and no Gerard, or watch Gerard with no comments. Well, Laura, they do that because they're separating people. That's just software. It's not Zuckerberg or anybody else. They have software that separates certain people. And once they see that, like this is now that you're live streaming, you'll see it more and more. Live streamers we're separated apart. Like when Claudia goes live, I never get notices. I got a notice like 3 days ago, and I saw one of her live streams actually live. I don't get any notes from her when Debbie was going. I didn't get any from Debbie, Tatsu and the rest of them. When Chris Lewis goes live, I don't get it. When Lily and Melissa and everybody, I don't get those pop-ups. I mean, very rarely, because what they're doing is they want to separate people who are influential or stupid enough to actually get on the microphone. Who are stupid enough to actually get out here and say, y'all, you know they lying to you, right? You know that you're being a spooked herd, right? You know when you're in an ignorant herd, You never want to run a direction that the herd is being spooked in, because the lion has a hunting party that's waiting for you where they're running. If the news says it, that's probably the last thing you want to do. They got fungal creams to sell, so they spooked you and made you run a certain way. And they have a DNA shot that they want to give everybody. That's going to modify your DNA. And that's how you're going to change the world. You're going to change everybody who comes after you. You accept that nonsense of them altering your DNA to save you from the sniffles, from the same corporations that are putting poison in the food, water, air, oxygen, and bought your government. So you don't have a say in anything that happens in your country. But if you go that path, but the problem with a herd is once you start running that way, you can't just stop, because you're in the middle of the herd and you got the thing on. Now you got fungal all over your face and lungs, and now you need big pharma. You can't let them collapse, so you got free medicine and free to doctors. So you're still running in that direction. That's why I'm saying now is the time for dissent. Now is the time for people to stand up and say, nah, I'm done. But if you start doing what they tell you what to do, and millions of people are running that same direction that the herd is being scared, you're not going to stop that herd on a dime. People can wake up, but once you got that, to me, I think it's an ROI, it's a return on investment. Once you got that herd going, you have multiple levels of disaster capitalism that are happening. Some years back in Texas, a young father caught a Mexican illegal farmer hand raping his 5-year-old, oh goodness gracious, and beat the scumbag to death with his bare hands. Well, Pat, everybody changes the world, and that is one way to change the world. I wish that if I run into something that's so low vibe, that takes me to a low vibe, I wish that I do the right thing, but Pat, I know me, and unfortunately, I would probably feed into that. Today is so calm, only once needed to reboot. That's good to hear. That's good to hear, Christine. All right. Susan Jew jumped over there. Same Lori wouldn't work for me either. Okay, so something's happening this morning. Yeah, it may not even be software designed to. It might just be a problem that they're having. We don't really know, but I danced around it best that I could. I know we're not allowed to speak any details, so I'm just trying to talk around certain things best that I can. Teach each other. I like people come together. And taking a stand publicly, however, I'm aware the side effects is validation of the ruling class. And that's the problem I have, Rebecca, with protesting, because it's validation of the ruling class. I don't want to give them any of my energy. If we can all walk away, then we should all just walk away and build a world that works for everybody. We have the automation and technology now. We can deploy universal solutions. When Black lives together get together, white lives matter, then they're saying something. But you also got to get rid of that pleading with a ruling class. You got an upper class, a middle class, a lower class, and you got a ruling class and an owning class. And until the upper, mid, and low decide to take on the owning and the ruling, there's no hope. As long as the middle classes are fighting each other with the upper class and lower class, there's no hope there. You have to decide that you don't want to be owned or don't want to be ruled. Get rid of the ruling class, get rid of the owning class. Then we can have some discussions around that. But you're right, then my problem is the validation and the consent. I do not want to validate or consent my enslavement. Why is Facebook offering me an option to get notified when Gerard goes live next? I smell a trap. Then don't click that button, Pat. I don't know. That might be a pop-up, some viruses or something. Good morning, Rachel. Live dangerously, McDonald's. Pat. She said, live dangerously, hashtag McDonald's. Don't listen to Pat on that one. Listen to Pat on everything else. Don't listen to Pat on that one. Do not do that. You get McDonald's, you're going to have a problem getting your organic viruses every single year, and then you're going to wear a mask. Tell me that I need to be safe and save you, and you eating Big Macs. No. Ooh, on that, by the way, don't nobody be eating Burger King, by the way. I know I told y'all, because good example of being wrong. Good example of being wrong. Admit when you're wrong. I was wrong. I thought that the Burger King Ultimate Whopper, I thought it was just a GMO meal, right? Like I told people, it's a good transition food. I believe in transition food. You want to eat healthier, step up with vegetarian or veganism. I think you want to eat transition foods that help you to transition off of meat. The Ultimate Whopper is not one of those things. It's delicious. It's delicious, but it's not a good transition food. Don't be, you better off just eating meat. Apparently, I looked into it, Pat. They use the GMO soy seed to somehow break it and grow a culture of it somehow to make the blood-like consistency that goes in that burger? No, that's not just GMO. That's a level up in disgusting and trying to give people cuckoo viruses. Nope. I was wrong on that. Do not be eating that Ultimate Whopper. The minute I saw that they were creating GMO cultures, yeah, that's it. I mean, you should be done at GMO, but I understand people like delicious food. They like food that you're used to. But I also tell them that once you start eating from your garden, you're going to find that to be delicious. You're going to find it to be delicious. They broke your taste buds. They have something called food chemists to make you want to eat things that are high in sugar and certain compounds they take out of healthy food and they inject in these fast foods. Don't be eating that. I was wrong. Yes, you can take a old video saying, ooh, that Ultimate Whopper is good. And you can put it right next to me saying, oh, that's wrong. It's nasty. Don't eat it. You can trust me. I'm not here to lie to you. I'm not here to lie. I'm kind of like Lori. Not as much. No, you can't trust me. Never mind. Take that back. Nope. You probably can trust Lori a little more than you trust me. Don't trust me. Because many of y'all start trusting me. That's when the CIA takes control. Don't trust nobody. Don't trust nobody. Trust yourself. Trust your own lying eyes. And I trust mine because everything's being controlled. Fungus will make it easier to absorb nanoparticles. Ooh, thank you, Christine. Don't knock the bearded guys, G. I didn't knock the beard. Oh, Jonathan, I didn't knock the bearded guys. I did not say that. I didn't say it. I did not knock the bearded guys. All I said is if you got a beard and you create a fungal community around your beard, you're going to be giving a whole lot of people new infections and diseases. That's all I'm saying. You're feeding into the pharmaceutical industry. All right, invest in the mass manufacturers. And Tony's being facetious. He does not mean that. Do not put your money in corporations because they're going to buy more advertising. They're going to scare more people with the commercial called news. Don't do, he's joking. The video stopped playing every time I click with it. Okay, well, that's what's happening, Susan. So I guess you already jumped over. Surgery rooms have extra oxygen pumped into the room to compensate for the loss of O2 caused by face diapers, per OSHA. Thank you, Rebecca Costello. That's why you're a terrorist, because you're telling people things that are true that saves grandma. Instead of faking the funk with other people who just want to be writing comment sections because they watch the television. Try Firefox Explorer. It's a good idea, Tony. Jump browsers. If you guys are having trouble with your browsers, you always want to go to find a poor browser. Stay away from the elite controlled browsers. And I have to do this because I was talking about food and now the mirror neurons are kicking in. I don't have time to go through the experiments with the monkeys and the mirror neurons. When the monkeys watch you eat, it fires the mirror neurons because it thinks it's eating. Well, I was talking about food, mirror neurons done fired, now my stomach's growling, so I gotta put this in my mouth. This is called the cure. It's lettuce and greens and tomatoes. It's natural stuff that you will never get from your grocery store because I grow my own. This is organic, fresh, delicious, grown in colonies of microbiology that I view in my microscope. So I know this will keep the cuckoo flu away from me. The organic one. The artificial one that the people who are trying to keep you safe that released or sold to China something lying to you about, that one it may not protect you from. But this is your best help, right? Your best hope is right here. Actually, I'm real hungry. Still want to find something for y'all to watch for so I can do some chewing. Oh, them mirror neurons got the fire in them and my stomach is it's doing that. How big is my garden? Huge, Diane. Way too big for me. I guess I might have done about half an acre this year. Biggest garden I've ever done. And ain't nobody laughing now. Now they see the food lines about 10 miles long. I used to get the little snicker. People like, ooh, ooh. He thinks it's a depression coming. It's like, yeah, well, listen, I listened to my grandparents and you should have listened to yours. We gotta look out for people. I call it my garden, it's not my garden. We are all a community. We all have to look out for each other. If we think anything is ours, my garden, my borders, mine, then people will rob you and take it. I don't think I own anything. To me, I think borders are stupid. Borders to me, cats have borders. Predators have borders. Psychopathic, predators that claim territory, pee on trees and make borders because they're wild animals. I'm not a wild animal. I don't have any property that's mine. And not just legally, because in America, nobody owns land. But just anything like even from a, this is mine. No, that's how you break the human race. That's how you break ecosystems that you claim you own it, acting like a wild creature peeing on it. I was raised to believe that. I was raised to believe that this is America, and that's Britain, and that's that. But once you drive down to the border and you don't see them little lines that's on the map, then you realize those borders ain't real. It's literally playing keep away with resources and ecosystems that everything needs to share. You know, so yeah, I grow it, I tend to, but I feed my neighbors all the time. Which reminds me, I need to bag up some. What is she doing? Kale. I need to bag up some kale for one of my neighbors. And I take them over there. I show them this is what I do. This is how you grow it. In case they come on and come get me, because they probably gonna come get me in a little bit. Because I'm not taking any of their cures. I already got a cure. It's called the planet already works how it's supposed to. It doesn't need corporations and their products. It doesn't need artificial problems. It already has real solutions. When they come on and get me, because you ain't injecting nothing in me, then y'all need to know how to grow this food and feed your kids. Oh, it's a real problem on Facebook, huh? Okay. That's why many worlds theory, which should be called infinite world theory. I like the many worlds theory fact. It's not a name for that. They're infinite possibilities, infinite world string theory. I like that. I like Michio Kaku. Good morning, Deanna Lou. Brother Jonathan, the cabal knows the crowd will grab onto the most transparent because they want to willing participants. The lies don't need to be convincing anymore. Yeah, well, they don't, Jonathan. But I think that's the great thing. I think that's awesome right now is that it's literally right in front of your face. Like only now, Jonathan, only people who don't see it, that this was all a plan and that it's a play and it's disaster capitalism, are people who don't want to see it. And it's good to know who they are. It's good to know who are more interested in low vibe voting and choosing masters than people who actually we need to know that we can trust the information that they gather and disseminating back to us. So I like to know who I can trust. And right now it's so obvious they're sloppy or just don't care anymore because they have global power. They got robots to chase homeless people in LA, right? They can zap people and get them off. They've got all these towers rolled out. They literally have grids where they can turn on a technology that reduces the effectiveness of your immune system. They have ways of making you sicker, but they've always really done that. You can blame one particular technology, but they control the food in all the regions and states, and they can control how much what's being sprayed out of the damn. NASA said, what did they say? NASA admitted up to, lithium that they spray in the upper atmosphere. Corporations have admitted to it, geoengineering, Dane Wigington. So they've controlled the immune system and suppressing people's immune systems for a long time. Now they just stepped it up. Now they can just press a button. But then once again, quiet weapons for silent war. There's just a few who wants increased control. So they can literally make outbreaks of problems that come from people with immune systems that don't work well just by a technology now that they can just push a button and turn up the power on a certain tower. Good morning, Matthew. Getting sloppy, yep. Yep, only 10% of them can kill off the 90% with no problem at all. And that's the point, Tony, is, once again, it's the awesome, powerful thing about today, which is, all they need is 10%, right? They have such modern weapons of war that we paid for, that we gave them, and we gave them all the rights to consented to kill us through all the laws and lied to us before they kill us with the Propaganda Act. The beautiful thing is it means that we need universal solutions now, right? We can't do solutions just for men. We can't do solutions just for white landowners, right? We can't just do solutions for this nation or this state or this whatever little ignorant little subhuman group that anybody's in. You have to deploy solutions for a good 98% of the population. Otherwise, they'll have 10% who they'll starve into killing the other 90%. And it's a win-win for them. They don't care either way. It's a win-win. They'll kill off 90% of the population and won't care. They're still gonna win. They got all the power, they own all the technology. They'll rebreed, might have to breed a couple more million people, but that's okay. They're not worried about that. Everything is about power. Nothing is personal. It's always just about power and control. You know, so whatever solution we deploy, Tony, it's gotta be for everybody. Why black lives don't matter, and they never have. White lives don't matter, and never have. Blue lives don't matter, and they never will until we demand that universally everybody's life matters. When we demand that, not begging government for it, because government doesn't have it to give, then we'll get it. But as far as like protesting and begging government for things that they don't actually have themselves, nobody in government owns land. Like, think about it like that, Tony. Nobody in government actually owns any land. None of it. As stupid as we are, or weak and ignorant as we are. Which is why you don't want to follow the leaders in an ignorant herd, because the leader is going to get pushed in the wrong direction where the predators want to drive the herd also. And it's self-destruction. Good morning, Marie. What's that, Ivana? It is unbelievable how it's all connected. The cabal has long tentacles, but those are slowly being cut off. I think so too, Ivana. And to me, it's very believable. It's very believable, I think. I mean, it's unbelievable. I see what you're saying. It's unbelievable that anybody has that amount of power. But to me, it's very believable when you look at the history of the world. It's all they've always been trying to do. This is nothing. There's nothing new under the sun. They've always been trying to take global power. Everybody wants to rule the world. We have songs that tell us that. It's unbelievable to me, Ivana, that we actually can see it now. That's what's unbelievable. What's unbelievable is all the websites that dictate the plan and what they are planning on doing. It's unbelievable that you can look up the patents. It's unbelievable that you can tell that the TV is lying to people. It's unbelievable that OSHA told you that stuff doesn't even work. It's unbelievable that we have people who still believe it. That's what's unbelievable to me. Unbelievable that people would think that they're protecting grandma by giving her lung infections. That's what's unbelievable. That's what's unprecedented to me, is that people who are smart people are so easily convinced by sloppy people. All right, every person has value and worth. We need to stand at our own authorities. No, we are kings, we are queens of our own lives. We should be, Sarah. I absolutely believe you. And we should be. We don't have any time for fighting with other poor people who don't have the things that we need. I was gonna try to find something I watched. I thought that was interesting. Yeah, I don't really want to see the guy beat up the pedophile, because I'm not gonna watch that. That's gonna put me in a vibe that I don't want to be in right now. I got slavery today. Outbreaks of Roni in nursing homes near me. All 45 survived. What changed? Oh, good observation, Diane. Appreciate that. First of all, like my first questions, Diane, I like science. I don't like science. So, my first questions around that would be, well, somebody's got to test it. You got to bring in a Judy Miskovich or Virals to test that damn thing and tell us, is this organic, or does this have a gain of function that means it can't be organic? If it has a gain of function, which means it can't be organic, then we need to get the FBI to do some FBI, and Homeland Security do some Homeland, and CIA do some CIA and find out who made that thing that gave everybody, all of their citizens that they're supposed to be protecting and serving, that particular thing. If it's organic, then the FBI and the CIA don't need to be going after Russia or China or people in the American government. If it's natural and people almost died at a Roni that's in your area, then they need to go and they need to call the NSA and say, listen, you guys need, call up that NSA. Do y'all have anybody who did any tests on GMOs and glyphosate that they knew debilitated immune systems that would make our people so weak that an organic flu would come around and murder them? Anybody test that and know about that ahead of time? Pull all their records. Did McDonald's know that their burgers and GMO and all that crap that they were putting in their food was making people sick? Did they know that? To me, it's called complicit. It's called being complicit in a crime. That's it. That's what you would get if those acronym agencies were actually there for us, if they were there to protect us, if they were there to go after the terrorists who are helping kill people in our country. If the terrorists, they don't wear turbans, they don't live in the Middle East. The terrorists actually have things called stock symbols. They trade on Wall Street. They sell you your products and you work for them. Those are the people who are actually terrorizing your body so that it doesn't work correctly. Terrorizing it with chemicals in your lotions and your soaps and the air and the things you buy that are cheap at Walmart, Target that you take in your house, and the food you eat and the water that you drink. Those are the real terrorists. And until we get a department out there fighting the EPA because they're not EP nor AN, fighting with the DEA because they're not DEA or ending this war on drugs. I was on the war on drugs because I was processing that while I had the ants on my feet and the mushroom goo on the back of my heel. The funniest things, I don't know how all this stuff happens to me. I was just like, how's the fight to go defund the police? How's that going, y'all? Is that have you got the funds yet? Bad ideas. All bad ideas. Hang on a second. This is how I want to go.
Hello guys, I know it's been quite a few days since I've done a truth bomb. That's because I had to really prepare for this one and not get things wrong, and it took a lot of going through information that's being sent to me, links that are being sent to me. So this episode is not for the faint of heart. If you can't handle pure truth, then I really suggest that you don't watch this. But if you want to know the truth and you're ready for the truth, then do watch this. And if you have friends that are Canadians or Americans that are ready for the truth and want to know what to do to try to save yourself, then you should watch this. So I called this episode, This is Hideous, Horrific, and Happening, because it is happening. It is happening. So I'm going to actually give you a link to Deborah Tavares, and she has a new website called stopthecrime.net. She is an American living in California. She is an elderly businesswoman who has been around government, and she has a massive resume, and she's been slowly whistleblowing horrific things that have been going on to slowly take away our rights for years, okay? You need to watch this link, and then after you watch the link, come back to my show again and watch what I'm going to talk about again, and you might have a different perspective if you don't believe me. So I'm going to just do a short truth bomb on what's going on here in Canada, and then you have to watch this link and everything will make sense to you. So has anybody noticed that on mainstream news, Dr. Tam is already warning us that fall will be challenging? This is going to be a hard year. The fall is going to be real hard for all of us. Don't you wonder why she seems to know what's going to happen in the fall with this virus? Don't you guys remember that Bonnie Henry said just 2 weeks, BCers, maybe 3 weeks, to flatten the curve? Then for 3 months, our hospitals sat empty, but we didn't reopen. You guys need to know that the man that invented the test they're using for COVID-19, and I'm going to give you a link to another doctor talking about that, has said, why are they using this test I invented? This is not to detect coronavirus. This is fraud. So he's dead now. I don't know why. Anyways, he's passed. But now other people are coming on who are in the know. And I'm actually going to put that link as well. So this fellow who is an immunologist has come on again to say and explain in immunology terms to the layperson, this COVID-19 is a hoax because this test is to test for tissue and stuff like that that would already be in your body. So this increase in numbers of COVID, every time we think we've flattened the curve, is just testing to see if these people have this tissue and this lung thing going on, which most of us have something like that. That's why some people are showing, oh, you have a high level of this. Oh, no, you don't have it, or middle ground. You guys have to understand, you have to watch this link. of the fellow saying this test should not be used. And the man that invented it, like I said, why are you using my test? I used to be able to find this on YouTube. I've already watched it like 3 months ago. You can't find it anymore on YouTube. You have to go deep and deep and deep. So I also would like you guys to go to Dr. Braun Hooker. He's a CDC whistleblower. I'm going to give you the link for that. You also need to go to, there's another fellow. Okay, there's another fellow. I have it here in my notes. I don't know how it didn't get transferred. Another fellow. Okay, there's 2 fellows I'm going to name if you don't believe this Deborah Tavares person. The next lockdown, parents beware, is already planned. They're going to fake some outbreak. We have a whistleblower in the States. Now, he said that what they're going to do is those that are actually going to school will go to school for a while, maybe a couple of months, maybe less. It will happen well before December or in December. But they think it's going to happen sooner now because people are waking up, and there's this problem with now Bill Gates might have to do a placebo group because Del Bigtree is suing them if they don't. So their whole vaccinate us quick might not go as quickly as they hoped because of some legal things that are getting in their way that they have to pretend they care about. Does anybody wonder why all of a sudden Theresa Tam came on a couple of days ago here in Canada? So for you Americans, that's our Fauci equivalent. And said, we might have to deal with this for 2 years. That coincided with the same morning that Del Bigtree announced that his lawsuit against NIH, CDC, that they cannot give us a vaccine that hasn't used a placebo group for a certain amount of years, depending on our age. So now he won. So they have to do a placebo group. I'm sure they'll find a way around it, but that's going to slow them down. The day he announced that they now have to use a placebo group, which they did not want to, is the day that Theresa Tam came on and said, we might be dealing with this for a couple of years. The masks are an all of a sudden, holy shit, it's going to take a while to vaccinate. How do we keep them scared? How do we keep them thinking this is still happening? We need the masks so people think COVID is still around. It's not. These masks are going to be used to keep everyone thinking it's around so that when they lock down our schools again, they are going to blame the non-maskers and blame the kids that are in school. Does anybody notice that our kids did go back to school for a month, right? At least half of them. Was there one person of those kids that had an outbreak of COVID? Did one kid give COVID to the teachers? No. And that's when they're acting like it was even worse than now. But now all of a sudden they want to mask our kids. Do you guys understand that all this back and forth with the WHO is because the plan that they want to do, it gets little glitches here and there because the people are standing up for themselves. They have to make it up as they go along. We were happy that Galati, the lawsuit back east, it's out of Bonnie Henry's hands now. We've seen the bullying letters. She's getting bullied. So is our premier. So is our mayor. It's out of their hands now. The bullying from lobby groups is coming from the elite above. So when they mandate masks for schools, even though Bonnie Henry's part of this fraud, it isn't actually because of her. I'll tell you why the fall is going to be challenging. The American we know in the States has said that they're going to have, like I said, a fake outbreak in schools. It's planned, it's happening, and it's going to be timed where they know it's perfect. Either a teacher or a student will be infected. Those children will be quarantined at the school, and you parents cannot come and pick them up. You cannot pick up your child. There will be a quarantine center that they are sent to. You cannot see them. They will remove your child from your life. And to pick them up, you will have to vaccinate. You will have to go through blood tests. They will continue to get corona tests, and who knows what the hell it's going to say, because these tests are not meant to detect a coronavirus. They're going to start separating parents from children. It went from bend the curve, which we did right away, to your kid cannot be with your family.
I will post the link so you can watch the rest. But it was all planned a long time ago. It's not conspiracy, it's just money. All of the economics, all of the power and control. Like sometimes I don't know if single people should get it. But I do know that as a parent, as an uncle, an aunt, somebody meeting people that you care about, we live in very dangerous times. Please do me a favor and do not follow this damn herd. There's crocodiles in that water. A lot of good examples in it. When you are being hunted and you realize that the planet has always been an enslaved colony. Don't follow the buffalo, don't follow the gazelle, don't follow the zebras, don't follow the masses. Be smarter than that. You're not a wild creature. Predators stalk all the herds, and they stalk all the nations, and they always have. That's rough audio. Yeah, it's a crazy morning, Pat. And I can't even watch on Facebook on my own phone. Can't watch my own video on my own Facebook phone, on my own Wi-Fi. Because it's not my Wi-Fi, it's not my phone, it's not my Facebook. I own nothing, nor do I own the land that I'm on. So those are like the hints and things that we need to think about in society. It's all mind control. So I know this is real jacked up for a lot of people. I'm not going to waste you guys' time. When a herd gets spooked, don't listen to pornography news, because that's all it is anymore. They're just an acronym showing you what they think they want you to hear and telling you what they think you want them to say. And it's all for the sake of controlling you to get you to go a certain way. Become a defiant slave. That's what you need to do. Become a defiant slave, because that's what the kids need. They don't need you trusting Q. They don't need you trusting BBC. They don't need you trusting YouTube. They don't need you trusting me. They don't need you trusting anything. But making sure that because you got here first, you're going to make sure that they live a little better than what we did. And that's all we got to do. It's the only purpose of being here. You ain't got to be worried about the Roni. You don't have to be worried about terrorists. You don't have to be worried about none of that. The only thing you got to be worried about is if we don't deploy the freeing, wise, ignorant, free society, a society that is not modeled in secrecy and conflict and keeping human beings enslaved to control, but in living free, chasing your own passion, becoming who you're supposed to. All right, I gotta go. Plus, you guys can't really hear me anyway, I think, or something like that. I don't know. This is the world we live in. It's the world we live in. If you speak things that go against the corporate narrative of corporations that need to sell commercials, that are turning off your immune system, working with bioweapons labs that are making things that turn off your immune system, working with government that write laws to guarantee you take your rights to sell their products. I want to rethink that. Anyway, gotta go. Y'all have a great day. Please stop following the ignorant herd. The herd is always a herd. It's groupthink. It's a group, it's all groupthink. Do not lead the next generation into slaughter. Sounds like that might hurt. Anyway, love you all.